Have you ever heard of islands where no one can set foot? Isolated places surrounded by mystery, forbidden to any visitor, where even the simple attempt to get closer can cost your life. But why? What do these islands hide? Would they be secret military bases, homes of untouchable tribes, or scenes of frightening experiments? The truth is that these islands were completely closed to the world, and the exact reason for their ban is still a huge enigma. Some keep secrets from the past, others are surrounded by macabre legends, and there are those that simply disappeared from the maps. But what would happen if someone dared to cross the boundaries of these forbidden lands? Are they just security measures, or is there something much darker being hidden? Today you will discover islands that have been sealed by time and history, places so enigmatic that few dare to talk about them. And at the end of this video, I will reveal a place so inaccessible that not even governments want to admit its existence. But before I reveal these hidden places and the scary secrets they hide, tell me one thing. Have you ever imagined what could be happening right now on these forbidden islands? If no one can enter, how can we be sure what really happens there? Some theories talk about secret biological experiments, camouflaged military bases, and even inexplicable phenomena that defy logic. What if I told you that some of these islands were erased from maps, as if they had never existed? Why so much secrecy? What doesn't the government want us to find out? If you want to know the truth about these forbidden places and delve into this mystery with me, leave a like right now, because this helps me to continue bringing content like this. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, press the subscribe button, because in the next few minutes you'll discover islands where no one should ever set foot. And at the end of this video, a revelation that could change everything we know about these hidden territories. Now let's begin our journey through the most forbidden places in the world. Around the world, there are islands that have been completely isolated from civilization. Some are so dangerous that no one should ever set foot there, while others have been deliberately blocked by governments who don't want the truth to come out. But what could be so threatening in these places? Could it just be natural hazards, such as unexplored forests, lethal animals, and extreme weather conditions? Or is there something much more sinister behind these bans? Some say certain islands hide top-secret military installations where highly confidential tests are carried out away from the public eye. Others believe that some of these lands harbor historical secrets so dark that their simple revelation could change the course of history. And then there are those who speak of inexplicable phenomena, places where time seems to behave differently, where radio signals disappear without explanation, and where people who venture out are never seen again. But what is really being hidden in these locations? What could be so dangerous that authorities would rather keep these places closed forever? If you're as curious as I am, keep watching, because what we reveal next might be even scarier than you imagine. The first island on our list is North Sentinel Island, one of the most isolated and forbidden places on Earth. Located in the middle of the Indian Ocean, this island is home to the Sentinelese people, a tribe that lives in a completely primitive way and rejects any external contact. And when we talk about rejecting, we mean it literally. Anyone who comes near the island is immediately attacked. The Sentinelese have killed explorers, fishermen, and even missionaries who tried to establish contact. But the most intriguing thing is that no one knows exactly the reason for this extreme hostility. Some believe they just want to preserve their pristine culture. Others suggest that they hide something much greater, perhaps an ancient secret or even something that challenges our understanding of reality. The Indian government has completely banned any approach, declaring that entering the island is illegal. Is this just to protect the Sentinelese, or to protect us from whatever is on that island? Vozrozhdeniya Island, located in the Aral Sea, was one of the most secret locations in the Soviet Union, housing a biological warfare laboratory where some of the deadliest weapons ever created were tested. For decades, Soviet scientists carried out highly confidential experiments with deadly viruses and bacteria, including anthrax, bubonic plague, and smallpox. The objective was to develop biological weapons that could be used in conflicts, making the island a true testing ground for mass destruction. However, with the collapse of the USSR in 1991, the base was abruptly abandoned, leaving behind equipment, documents, and possibly traces of unknown biological agents. Most frighteningly, as the Aral Sea shrank over the years, the island became connected to the mainland, becoming accessible by land. This raises a worrying question. Can these biological agents still pose a threat? Rumor has it that scientists who worked there never revealed everything that was developed. What was really left behind? Now let's go to one of the deadliest places on the planet, the Snake Island in Brazil, officially known as Ilha da Queimada Grande. This island is home to one of the most venomous snakes in the world, the Jararaca ilhoa. The Brazilian government completely banned civilians from entering the site, stating that the measure was taken to avoid fatal accidents. But there is a curiosity that intrigues researchers. It is estimated that there are thousands of these snakes on the island, reaching the point where there is at least one snake per square meter. How did this happen? Some theories suggest that these snakes were artificially placed on the island to protect something, perhaps a military or scientific secret that cannot be discovered. Others believe that the island hides ancient ruins, something that could rewrite part of our history. But is the real danger of Snake Island just the presence of these reptiles? Or is there something even scarier behind this forced isolation? The next island on our list has a real and extremely disturbing history. We are talking about Gruinard Island in Scotland, a place that has been completely isolated from the world for decades for a terrifying reason: biological weapons experiments. During World War II, British scientists used this island as a testing ground for experiments on anthrax, a highly deadly bacteria. The tests were so devastating that the island was contaminated for more than 50 years, being considered extremely dangerous for any form of life. In 1986, after a long decontamination process, the government declared the island safe again. But is it really? There are reports that scientists have not been able to completely remove anthrax from the soil, and that contamination could last for hundreds of years. Would anyone who sets foot on Gruinard Island today be at risk of death without even realizing it? If you made it this far, tell me in the comments. Which of these islands would you never have the courage to visit? Or rather, do you think there is something hidden in these places that should never be discovered? Type in the comments so I know you're with me on this search for hidden mysteries. Among all the forbidden and mysterious islands in the world, there is one that defies logic, something that seems like something out of a science fiction movie, but that raises questions that have never been answered. We are talking about the Call Pacific Ghost Island, a piece of land that appeared on old maps but simply disappeared. That's right, an entire island was erased from history. But why? What could be so dangerous, so secret, that governments and entities responsible for mapping the world decided to simply eliminate it from official records? Reports about this island date back centuries. Navigators of the past mention its existence in logbooks. Ancient nautical maps marked it as a fixed point in the Pacific Ocean, and some stories told of mysterious lands inhabited by something that was not supposed to be found. However, as time passed, something strange began to happen. Ships that tried to get there never returned. Explorers venturing into these waters reported compasses spinning out of control, sudden equipment failures, and a dense fog that seemed to envelop the island, making it nearly impossible to find. Some say the island was used as a military base during World War II, a strategic location where secret tests were conducted away from the eyes of the world. Others claim that scientists were working on biological experiments and that something went terribly wrong, making the place so dangerous that its very existence needed to be eradicated. What makes this case even more frightening is that in modern satellite records, this island simply no longer exists. On some maps, it appears as a blurry spot, as if someone has purposely hidden its location. There are also reports from independent researchers who tried to find traces of the island, but were always faced with a lack of information or warnings that continuing with this investigation could have serious consequences. This leads us to one of the most sinister theories. What if this island was purposely erased because it harbors something we shouldn't see? A highly protected underground base? A portal to something unknown? Or even evidence of extraterrestrial life that governments around the world want to keep hidden? Another curious point is that the last official mention of this island was made by a satellite that captured a strange image in the middle of the ocean. Experts who analyzed the image realized there was something there, but when new images were captured, there was nothing left, as if the island had disappeared overnight. But how can an entire island disappear without a trace? Was it submerged by natural forces? Was it destroyed by an event that was never publicized? Or are we talking about something much bigger? A secret so deep that it has been completely erased from history. If there really is a secret behind Ghost Island of the Pacific, it is very well kept. And if we stop to think, how many other places could have been erased from maps without us knowing? How many territories have been marked as non-existent just to hide something that shouldn't be discovered? What else could be hidden behind these forbidden and vanished islands? If these forbidden islands already hide frightening mysteries, imagine how many other places may be hidden around the world, erased from maps, protected by unknown forces, or simply shrouded in secrets that should never be discovered. If some islands have been declared inaccessible for natural or historical reasons, how many others may have been covered up for much darker reasons? Are there places so dangerous that their very existence poses a threat to anyone who dares to investigate? What would happen if an explorer accidentally discovered one of these forbidden territories? Would he be silenced? Would his discovery be erased? What if I told you that there is evidence of other islands that were not only banned, but simply erased from history? What could be? Hidden in places that are not even mentioned on modern maps? Could it be secret military bases? Experiments that should never come to light, or something much more disturbing? Something that challenges everything we know about our reality? Now, I want to know your opinion. Do you believe that there are even more mysterious and forbidden islands than the ones we reveal today? If you think so, comment below. If you've made it this far, it's because you're also fascinated by hidden mysteries and forbidden places. So leave the enjoy right now to strengthen this type of content and ensure that more people have access to these discoveries. If you are not yet registered, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications, because in the next video I will reveal other even more secret and disturbing places that have been erased from history. And I guarantee you, you won't want to miss it. And don't stop here. The mystery continues in the next video, which is already appearing on the screen. Click now and discover another secret the government doesn't want you to know. See you there.